Hello, we are creating skulls inspired by the Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead is a huge celebration in Mexico, a wonderful holiday celebrated with families,
enjoy
children,
some of these
and
examples
communities. As to how the skull is used in Mexican culture for the Day of the Dead in a variety of motifs.
Alright, boys and girls, we are going to start our skull in clay. Clay you will find underneath the soil in the earth. You can see when I touch it, my hands get a little dusty. Can knock that off. We'll clean up, move that over. We're going to be keeping this clay in one piece because we can't break pieces off and attach them on without doing a special technique. So today we're just doing one technique, and that is modeling. So we're using our hands to model and move the clay, and we're going to use a simple tool like a pencil. You're going to get a piece of cardboard and you're going to write your name. Please write your name very clearly so that I can get your clay project back to you. Hello, once again. So I wanted to show you an example of one of the skulls I recently made in clay. I'm going to fire it. That means put it in the big oven for clay. And then it can be painted or glazed and decorated with glitter and all sorts of wonderful things. So this skull will sit up. You can only see the top of its skull right now, but it's sitting on its jaw. So I'm going to set this to the side and I'm going to show you how I made it, or how we can work on these skulls. Firstly, you'll be getting a piece of clay. You roll it out. Don't roll it too long. You can use your tabletop to roll. Only a few seconds. Don't overdo it. And if you have a dusty hand, just sort of knock off the dust. And alright, I think that's enough. I'm going to roll it on my desk a little bit. Now, the more I roll this, the drier the clay will get. So you want to limit how much rolling you're doing because your hands will pull water right out of this clay and it'll make your clay very dry and cracked. I don't think that's the look you want. This clay right now is really soft, pliable. It's kind of perfect for working. So I want the head to be rounded and I want the bottom to be kind of squished so we get those jaws in there. So the head on a skull is kind of rounded and I have too much clay on my fingers. And I want the jaw to be smaller. So I'm just pushing and pulling. And there we go. Don't go overboard. So the skull is big and rounded and the jaws are smaller and more square. You could tap this down on the tabletop and make it sit on the tabletop nice and flat, or you could have it sit up like this one. So I'm going to lay it down so you can see it. So here's my skull. I see a couple lines that I don't want in there, so I can smooth them out. This one, maybe I'll try to sit up so it sits on its jaws, which I think is kind of fun. I like both ways actually, that it lays down on the back of its head or sits on its jaws. Once you have like a shape you like, don't ever re-roll it. It will crack completely. It won't look right. And you won't be happy with all the cracks. Okay, I think this is going to be the jaws. Here are the eyes. Don't put the eyes too high. Your eyes are actually in the middle of the head, or our eyes are in the middle of the head. And I think I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to press in with my pencil. We're just using a simple pencil to design on here. And the other eye socket. There we go. I think this one's a little bigger. Take your time, go nice and slowly. This isn't a race. Oh, I like how it goes really deep into the skull. Later we could fill this with color or glittered paints. And simple nose, maybe a dot, or I kind of like an upside down heart because there we go. Little upside down heart or a dot or a triangle. Really, you can go in any direction you like, as wild as you like. And I'm going to draw a line for its mouth. Looks like an alien, a little alien. And I'm going to go over here. Maybe I'll cut open the mouth with my pencil. So remember, we're never adding clay back on. Today we're just cutting away and we're using our hands to model. So I've got a head, jaw. Better give this little guy some teeth. I could draw him this way. If you dig really deep into the clay, you're going to see that little bits come off. So I'm just trying to knock off whatever comes off so it doesn't gum up my drawing. And this is called incising into clay when you cut like this. And later, paint really soaks into those little areas really well. And maybe I'll just do lines at the bottom for the teeth in the skull. Looks like he has a mustache. Hello. And let's see if he sits on the table. He kind of does. He's rolling back a little bit. And that's okay. We can have him roll back. If that's the way this head wants to sit, that's okay. And I could make a flower on top. I could have zigzags on top. I could have a crack. If I don't want to do too many designs, it could be a little fracture. I hit my head. This is what it feels like. Or I could do hearts or flowers or zigzags and designs. This one I put dots around the eyes and like a flower in the middle or a firework. This one I might just keep playing. Maybe I'll make a couple little holes here for ears. I don't want to make any ears because the ears are made out of cartilage, not bone. And here I go. I have a very plain skull with a couple little cracks drawn in that might be nicely painted. And I have one that's more designed. Maybe I'll put a couple more designs in this one. Some more flowers. You have to go slow and steady if you're drawing in these because you're pulling clay away and you have to take it easy. Oh, I kind of like that little flower. Maybe I'll make one on this side then. All right, boys and girls, enjoy yourself. We will put these in the kiln and fire them and paint them. Alright, boys and girls, you could also make your skull have a flat back. Press it on the tabletop and it'll flatten the back and it'll sit a different way. Enjoy yourselves.